The Three Little Pigs. One day, a mother pig told her 3 children,
"Look at us. We have no food. You all need to go live on your own."
The oldest moved out and found some straw.
I'll build a small house. It should be easy.
Soon he was finished, and then came a wolf.
Little pig, let me come in.
Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
Then I will hoof and poof and blow your house in. Hoo, hoo, hoo.
The wolf huffed, puffed, and blew down the house. Then ate the pig in one bite. The middle pig found some sticks to build with.
I'll build a small wooden house. Should be easy.
Soon he was finished, and the same wolf came.
Little pig, let me come in.
Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
Then I will hoof and poof and blow your house in. Hoo, hoo, hoo.
The wolf huffed, puffed, and blew down the house. Then ate the pig in one bite. The youngest pig found some bricks to build with. He built a brick house with a chimney on top.
It was hard work, but it's a strong house.
The same wolf came knocking on the door.
Little pig, let me come in.
Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
Then I will hoof and poof and blow your house in. Hoo, 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 hoo.
He huffed and puffed, but the house wouldn't fall. Then he got a wicked idea.
Little pig, I saw some radishes near the forest. Let's harvest them in the morning, shall we?
The youngest pretended to be friendly.
Sure. What time shall we go?
I will call you at 6 o'clock.
So the next day he woke up at 5:30, ran to the field by the forest, picked a bag of radishes and ran home. The wolf arrived at 6 o'clock.
Little pig, let's go pick radishes.
I've already picked them.
The wolf was angry. He wanted to eat this pig.
Little pig, there is an apple tree near the forest. Let's go pick apples in the morning, shall we?
The youngest pig showed no fear.
Sure. Let's go at 5 o'clock.
So the next day, he woke up at 4 o'clock, ran to the forest, and climbed up an apple tree. The wolf came while he was picking apples.
Little pig, why did you come early today? How do the apples taste? Delicious, huh?
The pig was scared then.
Yeah, the apples are great. Try one.
The pig threw an apple. He threw it hard and far away. So while the wolf ran to pick it up, the pig jumped down and ran home. The next day, the wolf came knocking again.
Little pig, let's go into town tomorrow and see if there's anything good to buy.
What time shall we go?
3 o'clock in the afternoon.
The next day, he left early to go to town. He bought a big black iron bucket. On his way back, he saw the wolf coming. He was so scared. What could he do? He jumped into the bucket and rode down the hill. He rode and rode and rode. The wolf was frightened by this and ran away. Later, he went back to the pig's brick house.
Little pig, I saw a monster. It almost ate me. It was round and black.
That was my bucket. I was inside it. I was rolling so fast that I scared you.
The wolf was furious at this.
I'm going to jump in your chimney and eat you.
The pig put a big pot of hot water underneath. The wolf climbed into the chimney. The pig took the lid off the boiling pot, and with the plug, the wolf fell right in.
Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was the cute little girl. No matter what she was did or where she was heading, she always wore the red hooded cape her grandmother gave her. And so, everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, around noon, Little Red Riding Hood's mother had finished baking sweet cookies. As she was putting them on the table to cool off, Little Red Riding Hood couldn't resist picking one up and taking a bite.
Mom, best cookies in the world!
Little Red Riding Hood, I made some extras specially for Grandma. Go and deliver them to her.
Sure, Mama.
Little Red Riding Hood happily stashed the cookies in the basket and strapped it on her back, and off she went. Before she was out of reach, her mother reminded her,
Little Red Riding Hood, remember to take the main road and come back before dark.
I know.
Little Red Riding Hood is singing her way down the road.
La la la, la la la, la 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 la.
The forest is quite enjoyable. The Little Red Riding Hood chases the little rabbit, feeds the squirrel a little, and then sings with birds for a while. Suddenly, she bumps into something furry.
Oops.
Little Red Riding Hood rubbed her head.
What? Who hit me?
A loud voice was heard. Little Red Riding Hood took a closer look. It turned out to be a big bad wolf. The big bad wolf wasn't in a good mood and showed his teeth.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Wolf. I didn't mean to bump into you like that. I'm going to my grandma's to deliver some sweet cookies. And I guess I didn't pay enough attention to the road.
The big bad wolf rolled his eyes.
A little girl is not enough to fill me up. I should figure out where the grandmother's house. Where's your grandmother's house?
It's up ahead on that side.
Look, how beautiful the flowers around here. Make a banquet and bring it to your grandmother. I'm sure she will be pleased.
You're right, Mr. Wolf.
Go pick some more.
As soon as the big bad wolf was done speaking, he rushed off to Grandma's house.
I can finally eat to your fill.
Little Red Riding Hood happily picked the flowers. She didn't notice, but a long time passed by. The sun was about to set when realized it. She hurried to her grandmother's house with her basket full. Shortly thereafter, Little Red Riding Hood made it to the front yard of her grandmother's house. But the door wasn't closed. Little Red Riding Hood walked up to the door, flowers in hand and basket strapped on, and shouted,
Grandma! Grandma!
Who is it?
A low-pitched voice came from the bed.
Grandma, it's me, Little Red Riding Hood. I bought you flowers and cookies.
Oh, the door is opened. I'm not feeling too well. You come to the bed. Grandma wants to talk to you.
Little Red Riding Hood opened the door and saw her grandmother in bed. She feels something seems off with her grandma.
Grandma, why are your ears so huge?
It's so I can hear you.
Grandma, why are your hands so big?
It's so I can hold you tightly.
Grandma, why is your mouth so big?
It's to better eat you.
The words barely left the big bad wolf's mouth. He sprang off the bed towards Little Red Riding Hood. Unexpectedly, the big bad wolf pounced on the Little Red Riding Hood and didn't succeed in grabbing her. She was pulled back by a pair of large hands. It turned out that Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother wasn't home. When Grandma came back, she noticed the door was open. Near in front of her bed was the big bad wolf. She rushed forward to protect Little Red Riding Hood.
Little Red Riding Hood, don't be afraid. Grandma is here.
At that moment, the big bad wolf shook his head in delight and licked his lips in anticipation.
Ha! So, I get to eat two for one day.
As he uttered the words, he rushed towards them. Grandma took Little Red Riding Hood and shouted her for the big bad wolf, knocking over cups, table, and chairs. The fight made quite a ruckus.
Help! Help! Help!
You can shout all you want. Today, you won't run away.
By happenstance, a hunter was passing by Grandmother's house and heard the cries for help. The hunter kicked down the door hard. In a split second, he saw the big bad wolf rushing towards the Little Red Riding Hood and her grandma, who had nowhere to hide. And he knew what to do. The hunter raised his shotgun and aimed it squarely at the big bad wolf. The bullet dug into the big bad wolf's leg. The big bad wolf immediately became a lame big bad wolf, who went crashing through the window as a means to escape. Grandma and Little Red Riding Hood were saved.
Don't be afraid, Little Red Riding Hood. Uncle Hunter got rid of the big bad wolf for you.
Little Red Riding Hood walked up to Uncle Hunter.
Thank you, Uncle Hunter. Thank you for saving us.
You're welcome, little one.
Since then, the big bad wolf was never heard of again. The wolves had lost the sight of him. Little Red Riding Hood also remembered her mother's words dearly. Never trust a stranger so easily again. Remember, listen to your mother.
The Ugly Duckling. One sunny summer day, in a village surrounded by forest and meadows, a mother dog was counting her babies. 1, 2, the ducklings were starting to hatch, but there was one big egg that did not move, and mother dog was worried. She called over father dog to help her watch. Finally, the last duckling popped its head out.
Wow, this little one sure is a big one.
Oh, my baby is so strong.
Big, big! Quack, quack! Quack, quack!
Because the duckling was so big, his feathers were still quite grayish. His brothers and sisters often bullied him and said they didn't want to play with him. Everyone called him the Ugly Duckling.
Hey, all your brothers and sisters are cute, so why do you look so strange?
We don't want to play with you. Yeah, go away.
You should have been eaten by a cat.
I haven't done anything wrong, so why doesn't anybody like me?
When he got away from the wild duck, along came the hen and her family. When the chicks saw the Ugly Duckling, they screamed. The mother hen spread her wings and flapped them with a whoosh, like a boat's sails full of wind, and feathers fell all over the floor.
Mama, that duck is scary. I'm afraid. Get away from my beautiful babies. You!
Mother hen's little chicks walked over and pecked at the Ugly Duckling.
Get away! Get away!
The Ugly Duckling ran into a lady's house. The old lady lived with the cat and a hen.
Hello? Can I stay here?
Can you bend your back like this? Can you catch mice? Can you relax every day like me?
The old lady likes me the best. Cluck, cluck.
I have some skills. I can swim. I can go underwater and swim to the bottom. It's good fun.
Oh, yeah. That sounds really fun.
But the old lady doesn't need anything like that.
The ugly duckling sadly left the old lady's house and walked to a lake hidden in the forest. Then a flock of geese came from the sky. A beautiful goose flew over to him.
Oh, my friend, you have a special look.
Special? You mean that I'm ugly?
Ugly? Yes, but you're also very cute. Even I can't help liking you. Would you like to fly away with us? We're going to a swamp.
Thank you, but I'd like to stay here. As long as I can swim, I'll be okay.
At this lake, he grew day by day. Then, in the blink of an eye, it was autumn. One day, when the sun was setting, the ugly duckling saw some big, beautiful birds. Their white feathers shined and their necks were long. When they called out, it was as beautiful as a song. They were swans.
Wow!
The ugly duckling was fascinated by them.
These birds are so beautiful. I so wish I could stay with them. But, will they think I'm ugly too?
The ugly duckling thought for a while. Without realizing, he had floated over to the swans. He hung his head low, nervously. Just then, he saw his reflection in the water. He was surprised. Besides the feathers sticking out from his head, he was no longer the awkward, grayish, ugly, disgusting duckling. He had grown into a real white swan. When he looked up from his reflection, he saw the swans were gathering around him.
Who are you? Why haven't I seen you before?
I live here by myself. My name is Ugly Duckling.
You are not ugly. You are the most beautiful swan I have ever seen.
The most beautiful? Thank you. Can I live with you all?
Of course. You're welcome to join us.
The ugly duckling was very happy. He flapped his wings and craned his neck. He called out in a joyful sound.
When I was the ugly duckling, I could never dream of so much happiness.
The Fisherman and the Goldfish. Once upon a time, there was an old man and an old woman that lived in the shabby little mud hut by the blue sea for 33 years. Every day, the old man went out casting nets to fish, while the old woman spun yarn. Once, the old man cast a net into the sea and put up a net of algae. He cast the net again and put up a net of algae. He cast the net for the third time, and this time he caught a fish. But it was not an ordinary fish. It was a goldfish.
Dear Mr. Fisherman, please let me go. I can give you whatever you want, if only you let me go home.
The old man was shocked and afraid. He had been fishing for 33 years and had never heard a fish speak. So he let the goldfish go.
Return to the sea. I don't want anything from you. Go back to the blue sea.
The old man went back home and told the old woman about this.
I caught a fish, a goldfish, today. It was not an ordinary fish. It could speak. It said, I can give you whatever you want if only you let me go home. I didn't dare ask for anything, and I released it back into the blue sea.
You fool! What a fool! You didn't dare ask for anything. Even just a wooden basin would be enough. Our wooden basin is badly worn out.
So, the old man walked to the blue sea and saw the waves gently lapping.
Goldfish! Goldfish!
What do you want, Mr. Fisherman?
Madam Fish, please help me. My wife shouted at me, and I couldn't get a minute's peace. She wants a new wooden basin. Our basin is badly worn out.
Don't be sad. Go home. You will have a new wooden basin soon.
The old man went back home, and they saw a new wooden basin. But the old woman scolded him even more harshly.
You fool! What a fool! You only asked for a wooden basin. You are so stupid. What can I do with a simple wooden basin? Fool! Go back to the goldfish, call to her, and ask her for a wooden house.
So the old man walked towards the blue sea again and saw the sea becoming rough. He called out for the goldfish, and the goldfish swam towards him.
Goldfish! Goldfish!
What do you want, Mr. Fisherman?
Madam Fish, please help me. My wife scolded me even more sharply. I couldn't get a minute's peace. The noisy old woman wants a wooden house.
Don't be sad. Go home. You will have a wooden house.
The old man walked to his little mud hut. The little mud hut had disappeared. In front of him, there was a magnificent wooden house with an attic. The old woman sat under the window, yelling at the old man.
You fool! Such a fool! You only asked for this wooden house. You are stupid. I don't want to be a normal villager anymore. I want to be a rich and powerful lady.
The old man walked towards the blue sea again and saw the sea was very rough.
Goldfish! Goldfish!
What do you want, Mr. Fisherman?
Madam Fish, please help me. My wife scolded me even more sharply, and I couldn't get a minute's peace. She doesn't want to be a villager anymore. She wants to be a rich and powerful lady.
Don't be sad. Go home.
The old man went back home. What did he see? It was a tall building. His wife was standing on the steps, wearing expensive clothes and gold and silver jewelry. Standing in front of her was a group of servants.
Hello, rich lady. Now you should be satisfied.
The old woman shouted abuse at him again and ordered him to work in the stable. Week after week, the old woman got more angry.
Go back to the goldfish once more and tell her I don't want to be a rich lady. I want to be a queen.
The old man ran to the sea, and the water was dark.
Goldfish! Goldfish!
What do you want, Mr. Fisherman?
Madam Fish, please help me. My wife shouted at me again. She doesn't want to be a rich lady. She wants to be a queen.
Don't be sad. Go home. The old woman will be a queen.
The old man went back home. What happened? In front of him, there was the royal palace. He saw his wife sitting on the throne as a queen.
Hello, Your Majesty.
The old woman didn't even look at him and ordered her servants to drive him away. Week after week, the old woman got more angry. She asked the sheriff to bring the old man.
Go back and call the goldfish and tell her I don't want to be a queen. I want to be a mistress of the sea, so that I can live on the sea and let the goldfish serve me and listen to me.
The old man didn't dare to disobey or see anything to stop her, so the old man walked towards the blue sea again and saw the dark, heavy waves. The angry waves rolled up, rushing and roaring.
What do you want, Mr. Fisherman?
Madam Fish, please help me. My wife doesn't want to be the queen. She wants to be the mistress of the sea, so that she can live on the sea. And you have to serve her and listen to her.
The goldfish said nothing and swam into the deep sea. The old man waited for a long time, and the goldfish didn't come back. So he went back home. What did he see? In front of him was the little mud hut, his wife sitting at the door with the broken wooden basin in front of her. The Rabbit and the Tortoise. The rabbit has 4 legs. He jumps up and down and runs very fast. The tortoise also has 4 legs, but he can only crawl very slowly. One day, the rabbit met the tortoise.
Tortoise, let's race, okay?
The tortoise knew the rabbit was joking, so he ignored what the rabbit said. The rabbit knew that the tortoise did not dare to race with him. He made up a taunt.
Tortoise, crawling on the floor. Tortoise can't even leave his door.
Rabbit, don't be too proud. Let's race now.
What? Tortoise, what did you say?
Hare is so proud. Let's race now.
Tortoise, you're really up for racing with me.
Okay, let's start from here and see who can reach the big tree at the foot of the mountain first.
Fine.
The rabbit ran as fast as he could. He ran far in a short time. When he looked back, the tortoise had just crawled a short distance.
It is a great joke that the tortoise dares to race with me. I can sleep for a long time, waiting for him to catch up. No, I can't even let him go in front of me. I'll catch up with him with 2 hops, and surely I'll win.
The rabbit lay down, closed his eyes, and fell asleep. Let's take a look at the tortoise. He crawled very slowly, but he kept on crawling. By the time he got to the rabbit, he was so tired. The rabbit was still sleepy. Did the tortoise want to rest and then crawl again? No, he kept crawling. The tortoise was then not far from the tree, only a few dozen steps, a few steps. Then the rabbit woke up.
Why hasn't the tortoise passed here yet?
He looked back. The tortoise was not there. Then he looked forward. No, the tortoise had crawled in front of him long ago. The rabbit hurried forward, but the tortoise was already under the big tree. The tortoise won. The rabbit jumped to the tree, his ear pulled down, and he looked very sad. As you can see, the rabbit ran fast, and the tortoise ran slowly. But why in this race did the rabbit lose and the tortoise win?